Hey, you guys. Welcome to the Ultra Life Podcast. I am your host, Samantha Nivens, and I am here to help you guys go from any little bit of average living in life to living your best life, or what I call your ultra life. I am a mom of two amazing little boys. I am an ultra marathon hybrid athlete. I've been running ultras for 10 years now, getting results as a top 3 placing female. And I've also lost the weight seamlessly after both my babies. And I've been in the industry, the health, fitness, coaching industry for well over 10 years now, coaching hundreds, if not thousands, of men and women to help them achieve their goals. So I want to help you guys to literally get in the best shape of your life and live your dream life. So if you're here for that, I'm here for it. That is what I want to help you guys do. So you're going to get lots of tips and tools and rants from me, as well as our amazing guests that are going to share their stories of what's been possible for them and how you can achieve the same, if not better results, right? Okay. So happy July 1st for anybody listening like in true real time. Or if you come back to this episode, if it's, well past July 1st, but this really like called to you, then it called to you for a reason. So I really wanted to get something out as I was doing my own evaluations over this last week when I realized, oh my gosh, it's the end of June. And not only is it just the end of a month, which I would evaluate anyway, but we're 6 months into 2024. It is July 1st, 2024 when I'm recording this. So we are now halfway through the year officially. We have 6 months of results underneath our belt for this particular year. And we have 6 months that we can like rub our hands together, that we can create whatever results we now want for the next 6 months, this next half of the year. Okay. And so this is such a powerful time. Again, I like to generally do an evaluation of my results at the end of each month, in each quarter, and for sure here in the half a year. And I would offer that to you guys today. And honestly, use this any time of year if you need an evaluation and you're going through a seasonal change, some kind of big transition in life. That's a great time to do an evaluation and check in and see, okay, what results have I been creating in X amount of time? And what results do I want to create moving forward? And really, what this does is one, it allows us to like actually take true, real stock of like the facts and the results of where we're at versus just like flying by through life. And next thing it's like when people are like, oh my God, next thing you know, your kids are like, you know, teenagers or in college or in school or whatever it is, right? And like time flies. And we don't want time to just fly by with us not creating the life that we want and getting the results that we want, right? I do not want anybody here who listens to this podcast to, if I came up to you 6 months from now, if I came up to you a year from now, or any amount of time, but I'm going to specifically say, because we're halfway through the year, 6 months from now and or a year from now, I don't not want to come up to you and whatever your goals are right now, you have them. You would not be listening to this podcast if you are not a goal-oriented, driven person. You have goals on your heart and head, right? Whatever those are. If that's you've been wanting to lose 10 pounds, 20 pounds, 50 pounds. If you've been wanting to gain muscle, run a marathon. If you've been wanting to, finally feel confident and worthy or start your business or whatever it is. If I talk to you in 6 months from now, I want to know the progress you've made and you are just like gushing or it's visible, right? If you were like, I wanted to lose 20 pounds and I could just like visibly see that. And you're just like, I'm like, holy shit, good. I see you've been working towards your goals. Or I feel like it's opening a business and I can now go to your Instagram and be like, damn, Like, looks good. Looks like you've been getting after it because I see consistent posts for the last 6 months. And I see you, making offers and doing the things, right? I want to meet you in 6 months from now, from today, and you just be like gushing or visibly showing your results, like transformational in 6 months, or if it takes a little bit longer to get things going, a year. I want you and I to meet in it 6 months or a year, and you to look me in the eyes and talk to me and say, I did it, Samantha. Like, I freaking did it. Like July 1st, 2024, listening to your podcast, or it just hit me. And instead of just like sloughing through, it's the summer. So it's just like, I'll start in August and then I'll start in September. And then I'll just, I'll just start in January of 2024, or it's just not the right time. I'm too busy right now. I don't know how I'll do this. It's just like way too daunting or too overwhelming. Or I could lose like 5 or 10 pounds and I'm just going to start there. All of that playing small stuff, like y'all, P.S. I am on one today. I am on fire. And this, I know this message is meant for somebody, is meant for you guys, whoever needs to hear it like this today. This is the real deal. This is our one life that we get. And I know some of you have had goals on your heart and head for a long time. And also, like, you guys know, anytime I'm like, preaching or sharing from this space, it's also like, these are also talks to myself, because I also have to go through the same transformations and things to be able to speak to them, right? So I'm on fire for my goals for the next 6 months. And you can check in with me and be like, oh, damn, right? Now I want to offer you the same thing. So I'm going to stop my little rant here. Let's get real and really check in. Okay. This is how you actually check in: is get your journal out, get a notebook. If you don't have one, go get one. If you want to use Google Docs, you can use Google Docs too. I'm a big like pen and paper. There's something, and there is research showing like if you actually do write it out, the power of that. I'm a huge fan. I also do use the Notes app in my phone to like follow up and also make some notes. So get out your pen, get out your paper, whatever that looks like, digital or real. And right here, right now, I want you to take stock and do an evaluation. These first 6 months of the year, what has worked for you? What, based on your goals, what have you been working towards? Where are you at? Okay. Really write it out and start with that. Start with all the wins. Start with the progress you have made. Okay. All of it, all of it, all of it. And this doesn't have to just be very tangible. Like, well, I lost 5 pounds and I started working out 3 days a week. And it could also be like you started taking care of yourself. You started listening to, podcasts or reading books or journaling or, saying better thoughts to yourself on a more consistent basis. Like, I do want you to get really factual with it though, and not so generic or general, like, well, I started working out. No. I started working out 1 to 2 days a week. I would say, 20 out of the 25 weeks, or 30% of the time. Over these last 6 months, I've worked out 30% more than I did the last 6 months of the last year. Quantify it but it doesn't have to be super tangible. It can be any and all the things, and also really get quantifying, not just, well, I worked out, I lost some weight and I'm feeling better. No, like give it to us, like give it to yourself, right? All right. So that's what worked, what's working. Now, what's not working? What have you done in the last 6 months that is not working? Did you, say you were going to lose weight and get in shape and do these things, and then you joined a gym and you never went? You didn't even join a gym. You did not reach out for any help, any kind of, accountability, support, whether that's, a course, a coach, a trainer, whatever, right? A counselor. What didn't work? Write it all out. Be really honest and real with yourself, you guys. This is not from a place of judgment or shame. This is just like the real deal, the facts. Get specific, right? Okay. And then what are you going to do different? Now, this is like the juicy part for right now. What are you going to do different? What are your 6-month goals? I want to like hear and know what that is. What is your goal 6 months from now? When we finish this year, December 31st, 2024, 6 months from now, what are you going to be able to say that you did and accomplished? This is like all three, like up to you, right? There is no right or wrong answer. I want you to like also forget about, if you've said, I want to lose 20 pounds for the last 3 years and haven't done it, maybe consider a new goal. Maybe it is 10 pounds because 20 pounds just makes you kind of freak out and cancel and quit on yourself because you've already tried that and you haven't figured it out, right? Maybe it's you want to run a marathon and you totally take away any actual weight loss goal. And you're like, actually, I just want to get strong. I want to gain 5 or 10 pounds of muscle. I want to lift weights 3 times a week and walk 5 times a week. No weight goal at all, right? Whatever. So make sure these goals are for you. And I would really offer if you've had, a very similar or same goal that you've been quote unquote working towards for the last 6 months, year, beyond that, change it up. Get something new, get something fresh so you don't have to just like go right back into that same story, that same thought and belief patterns when you hit XYZ towards your goal and you're just going to go right back to like the same place you've always been. Make a new goal. I would really encourage you to do that. Okay. So yeah, 6 months from now, write it out. And I don't want you to just I would really encourage you to not just write out like, I want to, again, just say lose 20 pounds, or I want to run a marathon. I want to start my business. Like get specific and then like write out what that's going to look and feel like. What does your life look like once you have that? Who are you? Who are you? Not just like, I have achieved X, mark the spot, and now I shall continue to, go back to my old ways, or I shall continue to be the same person I was. I just have now achieved this X goal. No. Who do you have to be? Start to write out, who are you? What does your life look like when you've achieved this goal? Go deeper. So you can start to pull from that place today of like, well, that version of me, we call this the 2.0 version of yourself in coaching, or maybe 3.0, depending on where you're at in your journey. Write out that 2.0, 3.0 version of yourself. What is he or she doing? What does your life look like? You would not just eat healthy for like 30 days or 90 days and do some crazy diet. Like maybe you're like, no, I'm still enjoying a glass of wine on New Year's Eve or for Christmas, but I'm in control. I don't need a whole bottle. I'm at my ideal weight and I love having a cookie like and feeling so free and so in control around food around the holidays. It's freaking incredible. I'm working out, doing these workouts that I love 4 days a week. And my kids are taking notice. I also work out and hang out with my kids like this, right? Like really go into it. Okay. All right. So now you did your evaluation for the last 6 months, right? So we really know where you're at. You set new goals for the next 6 months of where you want to be. The other thing I want to say about this too, real quick, I said set a new goal. I really want you to also, when you're exploring what's possible there, do not be tethered or held back by, do not be tethered or held back by your past results. I do not care how many times you've tried to lose weight, start your business, make more money, whatever it is. Do not be tethered to any past results or current results that you have. If you're like, okay, I have $0 for, that I've made in my business. And I am like, you're like, I don't know if I want to, like, I guess $1,000 would be really good to make in my business or something, or, maybe $500 more a month. Like, no, I do not want you to base your future possibilities on your current results or your past results, aka like playing small, where you're just like, well, I think I could maybe possibly do this. I hope so. No, I want you to like, we're going to clean slate. Anything is possible. And now the like other end of the spectrum on that, to kind of like keep you in this very like positive taking action zone. Not that we have to be positive all the time, but just like where your mindset wants to keep moving forward towards your goal, versus playing small keeps you small and keeps you like, well, why would I do that anyway? Right. But then I want you to think big and I want you to dream big, but I also do not want that to be so big that it makes you just like collapse and be like, there's no way that will ever happen. If that's the thought that comes up for you, you've gone too far. Okay. So if you're like, well, if anything's possible, Samantha, then I guess I would lose 50 pounds in 6 months and I would, gain 10 pounds of muscle and look like that Instagram influencer I follow. Right? Like, if you believe in your heart of hearts that's possible, then it is. But if you are kidding yourself and you're like, well, I wish I could do that and that'd be nice, and like winning the lottery type results where you're like, well, this is like, because this is real life. We do have to put in the work. So you have to recognize, are you willing to and able to put in the work for the X kind of result that you want, right? And does it feel believable for you? If it starts to feel out of reach, or you just want to like cave in because you get overwhelmed thinking about if that's even possible, that's not, you've gone too far on that end. Okay. So keep it where you feel that this goal comes from a beautiful, clean place of like, not based on your past or current results, and not going too far, like winning the lottery results, but like right in the middle, that beautiful sweet spot. That's where you want to land for your goal. Okay. All right. So we have our goal now for the next 6 months. And now you need to break that down. You want to break that down into, okay, so if this is what I want to achieve in the next 6 months, what is that going to look like 3 months? I would encourage like quarterly, like have a quarterly goal and then a monthly goal for each month, and then break it down and say, well, what the heck are you going to do this week and today to achieve the result that you want in 6 months? Right? You want to just like reverse engineer. You've probably heard that, to be able to create the result that you want. What's the plan that you're now going to put into place? And some components that I want you to consider in your plan is, well, so first of all, doing, like, you like actually have the plan, like have that like spelled out pretty clearly, right? Does that mean you're going to do X amount of workouts? Where are you going to do those workouts? And you don't have to have all of this figured out right here, right now, today. But this is where and this is going to be a part of the component to be able to reach your goal. So you can figure it out, right? We don't have to have like, oh, well, this is my, nutrition, my new diet, and it's going to work from now until the next 6 months. No, you're going to have to make some tweaks and some changes, but have a plan to start with. Okay. And these are the components that I would offer to be able to continue to reach your goal week after week from that plan. Okay. To evaluate every single week. I mean, ideally every single week, if not at least every month. What's working? What's not working? What do you want to do different? Super simple. We just went over how to do that. So do that weekly with whatever the goal it is that you're working on. Okay. So that way you actually can make tweaks week to week, versus if you guys have been following along in my Lose 7 Pounds in 7 Weeks challenge, that's what we're doing right now with the group, with the members, as well as myself, right? I'm not just like all willy-nilly, like, oh gosh, it's been 5 weeks now. Like, oh yeah, that's right, I have this goal. No. Like, evaluate so you can always have a pulse point on where you're at with your goal. And is it working? Is it not? What do you want to do different? Really, just that's it, right? Okay, so you want to evaluate weekly, ideally, if not monthly. You want to set up your support. And I would really offer like as many support avenues as you can, because our human brains are going to want to take us off track. Life is going to life every single week, if not every single day, right? Kids will get sick. You'll have to work late. something will come up, finance, blah, 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 right? And your brain is going to try and like be like, no, 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 you can't do this. Or no, 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 you don't want to do this. Like, just stay home today. Right. So you want to have as much support as possible. So who is that? Is that like, that could be your friends and partner. It could be that, but you got to also check in. Like, are those people going to actually like hold you accountable and give you the support? Maybe they do to some degree, but maybe you also need some professional support. Who is that going to be? Do you need a coach? Do you need a counselor, a trainer, a mentor? Any or all of the above, right? Is there some groups you can join? I would also offer like not just some one-on-one and individual support, but like where's some group or community support so you can see and be with others that are doing and have what you want. So you can be like, oh, okay, this is possible. Oh my God, so and so has done this. Of course, or so and so is doing this, right? And you can see the actual, like, real inner workings and work that it takes to get there, right? Versus a lot of times we see on Instagram or we hear from the people like, oh my God, here they are, they've made it. And it's like, you do not know all the fucking shit, the ups and downs that happens along the way to get to that goal. The failures, the many, 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 many failures, the messy, messy pieces, the sadness, the crying, the wanting to give up and not giving up, and you kind of like cry it out for a day, right? Like all of these things happen underneath the like, yay, I got the goal, right? So really encourage like finding support in a community, whether that's, like I've done that in group runs. I'm in Facebook groups. I'm in different paid coaching groups where I have other peers that I can get support from, right? What could that look like for you guys? Okay. Okay, so we've got evaluation to help you keep on track for your goals. We've got support to help you keep on track for your goals. And then really, I think the third thing that I want to say to help you keep on track on your goals, like really specifically is the mental mindset component. So you can get some of that within the coaching and the peers and the mentors, absolutely. But like really having something specific, whether you know how to self coach yourself, whether you have an actual coach to help you see the thoughts that you're having to be able to shift those thoughts from like limitations. I'm not doing that great. I'm not making as much progress to like, hold on a second. Let's actually evaluate this together. And let me show you what I hear and what I'm seeing, because we just cannot, our brains are going to always want to keep us safe and comfortable. And if you are not like constantly working on your mindset to mentally be able to be like, no, I can do this. I've got this. I can do this. I've got this. I'm hitting this goal. There needs to be a constant feed, just like gas in a car to go. We need to mentally be fueling our mindsets towards what we want, where we want to put our energy, where we want to put our focus on our goals, thinking those kinds of thoughts. I don't want to say positive thoughts. We need to just be thinking thoughts that serve us. Okay. So there needs to be something there. If that's a journal, is a way that I do that. I journal most mornings to barf and brain dump the negative or old thought patterns or not serving me thoughts. I will get coaching to have somebody clear up my brain and the confusion and be like, hold on a second, this is what I'm thinking. And it's like, well, hold on a second, right? Honestly, talking it out to someone you can trust, whether that's a mentor or a friend. And sometimes it's just a venting session. So you can just release that energy and release that out of you. And then maybe you do your own journaling or self coaching to replace it with the mindset and intentional thoughts that will serve you. It could be listening to podcasts throughout your day that are around your goal and what you want. So that helps keeps your thoughts focused on that. It could be if you have a program or a course around mindset to listen to that. It could be using YouTube videos, right? So somehow we need to have some component around our thoughts and our mindset that are going to consistently be creating thoughts and a mindset that serves us, versus I call it like the shit show thoughts. It's like when our brains go down that path of like, oh man, like I'm never going to get there. I'm behind. Um, it's not going to work. It's not working. Blah, 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 blah. Shame, judgment, feelings like that from thoughts that we have. I should be farther ahead. I should be there by now. All of that. And it's going to come up. And this is the thing. This stuff is going to come up whether it's this goal you have in 6 months and you reach it, or it's the next level goal. Whatever it is, our brains are going to brain. Okay. So I would really offer to figure that piece out now and take a look and figure out what you want to do for that. Of course, that is what a part of what coaching is and does, is helps to show you your thoughts and show you what you're actually thinking. And guess what? We get to change our thoughts, what we're thinking. That's optional. It's optional to think I'm not far, it's not working. Another client could have the thought it's working and be in the exact same circumstances. So we get to choose our thoughts. And that's what a coach helps you do, is to see, hold on, this is the facts, this is the thoughts. Let's separate these out so you can start to think new thoughts, because that's optional. You do not have to think that, right? And when you think new thoughts that serve you, you'll feel more motivated, you'll feel determined, you'll feel confident, you'll feel a different feeling that will have you taking different actions, right? Okay, I'm not going to go down a whole mindset path here. So, but those are some components that you can start to consider for how you're going to take your plan and put it into action over the next 6 months. I really want you guys to get out of this, like come the end of the day, like, let's go, right? Do not take this month for granted because it's summer in July. What if, and do not take these next 6 months for granted. Like, oh, it's halfway through the year. Like, okay, I'll start in the fall, or I'll start in the new year. No, I want you guys to hear me and to get after your goals now. What if July, here's the final thought I'm going to leave you guys with. What if July was actually like the best month to start working on your goals? What? You can take that thought. What if July was the month you lit some shit on fire? It's hot out there, right? So let's go with it. Let's lean into this heat. Let's use the summer heat, the summer energy of like getting out of the house and doing things. Let's use it for us and our goals to freaking get after them. What if the old is like January resolutions and goals when we start, and I'm going to go get after it? What if instead it's July? What if we've just like had it all wrong, and January, which honestly, let's be real, let's be honest right here. Doesn't that make sense? In the fact that like July would be the month that would be like, let's fucking go. All right. Because it is the month of summer. It is the month of fire when we're talking even about, oh God, what is that? Not Western medicine, Eastern medicine, and the seasons and all the meanings. Because like January, it's freaking winter. We are meant to like hibernate and be inside. It is like the shortest amount of day and light time we have in the year. It's like the coldest time of year. We want to be like, all of us want to be like hunkering down, and like typically like you put on some weight and you're like, okay, staying inside and cuddling up, and right? It's like very grounding. That's grounding earth season, versus summer is like, let's go. It's fire. We all want to be outside. We all want to be getting after the things, right? So let's go. What if July was like the new quote unquote January? What if you decided that you were going to make July like the start to your goals? And you could even do it 6 months from now. You could give yourself the year, right? And go July to July from now on, instead of this January stuff. I'm like speaking this out loud as I'm saying this to you guys, getting excited. I'm like, this might be it. I mean, I'm on fire right now for my goals. So it's feeling it. I'm feeling it for sure. Yeah. So what if that was it? What if instead of just waiting, or, it's July, it's summer, you were like, this is it. I'm going after it. This is going to be my best month and best 6 months right now. is this is when I start, or this is when I double down to get my results and create what I want, so that you finish this year strong. You finish the next year, July to July, like on freaking fire. Okay? All right, you guys. I hope you are inspired and lit up as I am after listening to this, and that you are going to go after your goals. And of course, if you need help, I can help you. I've got one-on-one spots open for private coaching, or you can join the Ultra Life Coaching Program, where you get one-on-one coaching, you get group coaching, you get a community, you get 24/7 access to all these modules that you can access anytime to never have to be stuck. You get anonymous coaching. So if you do have something that's really like private and you don't feel like sharing, or for whatever reason, you can get anonymous coaching. It's 12 months long. One-on-one coaching with me is 6 months, and the Ultra Life Coaching Program is 12 months long, because we are going to literally change your life. You're going to go through all the seasons, all the things, the ups and the downs, to be able to hit multiple goals along the way over 12 months, and us have an actual relationship, not just some quick fix of, oh, yay, 30 days, you did this, and then you gain the weight back, or then you just fall off, or 90 days, even 6 months. Like, no, we're going to be together for an entire year, so you can just settle in and get all the support and accountability and results that you want. So if you're interested in either one of those, you can use the links to book a call where we'll have a strategy session, and you and I can go over where you're at, where you want to be, and see if it's a good fit. Okay. I'll also leave any links where you can just join up if you're just like, let's fucking go, Samantha. I hear you and I'm ready. I don't even need to talk to you. I'm just in. Okay. All right. I love you guys. I hope you have an amazing start to July and keep having a great summer, and use this anytime you need a reset. I want you to come in here, use this podcast, and get freaking lit up, and let's go.